Hello everybody, this is Christian back from Blue vs. Orange TCG, bringing you another ATP 6 spoiler video. It's been a fun spoiler season. We got to see a lot of really unique cards. We got to see 2 new mechanics, the mission stratagems and the energize ability keyword. We got to see both of those keywords, both of those new mechanics put in a lot of work on Friday's King of the Hill, which has been really fun to play and really fun to see. Super excited for King of the Hill this Friday, which has the full set out and release, so that's gonna be an exciting time. But till then, I got 2 spoilers here for you today. I got a character and battle card, and if you can't tell off the screen, it's for one of my favorite tribes ever printed in the fan sets, which is that ATP's printed, the Seekers. We got RedWing Madcap Maniac, and he's a really interesting character. I think he pushes Seekers almost to like a 4th point on the pillar, on the 3 pillars to which kind of falls in the burn pillar a little bit, but we're going to get into that here in a little bit. So he's ranged in both modes, 5, 13, 2 in alt mode. Your starting star limit increases by 2 if you start with a Seeker that has at least 10 stars on your starting team. So if you guys don't know, I love the Seekers. I have a whole video on my channel. It's like an hour-long video of me discussing the Seeker archetype, the cards in it, the types of plays that you can make, how you want to deck build, all these different things. And if you watch the Seeker Companion video, you would know that there's 2 different types of Seeker characters. There's a Centerpiece Seeker, and then there's a Support Seeker. A Support Seeker character typically increases the star limit of your starting team if you meet certain deck building requirements, like such as playing with all Seekers or having a ranged Seeker. For this one, you have to have 10 stars at least, so you need to play a Centerpiece Seeker with this guy. You won't be able to play 4 white Seekers like you could in ATP 5, but that's totally okay. He also has the Brave tech, so he's another Seeker that gives Brave, or that you can Brave juggle with, like you could with Thrust and Dirge, which is awesome to see. But also, he has a really unique line of text on his, at the bottom there, that states, when a Seeker on your team is KO'd, use the Revenge ability of a character on your team. So, unlike before, where like Dirge and Thrust, their Brave and Revenge modes are on the opposite sides, this is similar to here, because his normal Revenge is on the bot mode side. However, he has this unique trait where if you have this guy and Thrust on your team, right, and you have Thrust in bot mode, and you swing with RedWing in Brave mode, and he dies in alt mode, you actually get to trigger, because he triggers off himself, because it doesn't say when another Seeker, it just says when a Seeker, and he counts as himself. When he dies, you get to use Thrust Revenge ability, because he's still on your team, which means you get to have that double dip into the Revenge abilities, which you don't always get to have unless you have an idle function. So that's like a really great way to kind of keep your momentum in the game if you don't, because sometimes if Seekers don't get their Revenge abilities, they can kind of lose momentum a little bit compared to other decks. But you also have the benefit of just being the Brave guy and having that awesome ability to trigger. But in bot mode, he has a really strong Revenge ability. So he still has 5 attack, loses the defense, but he gives each Seeker tough 1. That's right, so including himself, unlike Thrust, he gets to give everyone tough 1. Which is kind of different for Seekers, because Seekers has typically always been an aggressive archetype. They always have bold, they want to flip blanks on attack to trigger different things. They tend to do a ton of damage on their swings because they flip a lot of orange. Not so with this guy. This guy actually pushes Seekers into a bluish archetype, which is super cool to see. Honestly, I don't even think like it's necessarily bad to even play this guy in orange, because that Revenge ability that he has is so strong, which is when he dies, you move up to 2 damage from a planar Seeker to an enemy of choice. Moving 1 damage is already like pretty good. Moving 2 is a really big number for over the course of the game. This can like take heat off of like your Centerpiece. You could potentially KO someone within 2 or 3 if you're playing Starscream and you move 2 and then you get the Starscream trigger. This Revenge ability is pretty strong, and it has a lot of room to kind of what I said in the Seeker Companion video when I talked about the Centerpieces. Remember Ramjet? Remember that guy? Ramjet was one of the first Seekers ever printed in ATP 2, and like I mentioned in the video, he kind of falls short in compared to some of the ones that are now printed in the game. Even back then he kind of did. But I mentioned in there that he actually might have a lot of potential in a blue focused Seekers list, where instead of like trying to build up a ton of attack on your flips and have these big explosive swings, he plays a little bit more of a grind game, because in his alt mode he gets to also move damage when he swings. And then you also have his on defense ability, deal 1 back to the attacker when he defends. Yeah, he has this ability when he defends that you get to deal 1 back to the attacker, which is great if you flip lots of blues and you only take like 1 or 2 and they take 1 back. You have this team lineup that actually focuses on moving damage instead of burning, like straight non-attack damage, which is really interesting. With Ramjet, he's 13. This guy is 9, so you have 22 right there. But you get to free up 2, so you have 20 stars left. And then you can play Skywarp from ATP 5, which gets you 26. But then because you played a Range Seeker or All Seekers, I believe, you get to -1 again. So you have the 25 stars right there. And then his revenge ability, the Skywarp, is he dogfights when he dies, so you can do even more moving of damage. In playtesting, this guy was incredibly great. It was really fun to play Ramjet and play really well, play really into that character. The moving of damage felt really unique to a deck that had where planes, I shouldn't say unique per se, like planes have always been like about moving damage, like Windsweeper and Bombing Run, I'm sorry, not Bomb Fight. But this kind of just elevates that playstyle to a next level, I think, to one that's like actually feels like competitively viable. The Ramjet felt really great in a blue shell. Overall, I think this character is going to be really strong. I think this character is still strong even in an orange shell as well, even if you don't even play to the blue. Alright, so this is RedWing. Now I want to show you off the next battle card that we're going to be spoiling here today. I'm just going to move these back a little bit in OBS. And we're going to pull this guy out. This card is pulling rank. So we got another Seeker battle card here now. So this goes along with like Dogfight and Aerial Superiority. We got another Seeker card. It's a blank, of course, which makes a lot of sense. Seekers love them blanks. And then it's an armor. When you play this on a character, you may move up to 2 damage from the upgraded character to a Seeker on your team. It also gives tough 1. And then when the upgraded character defends and you flip at least 1 battle card with no battle icons, it gets +1 in defense till end of turn. This is a really unique armor. It kind of leans again into that bluish Seeker strategy like I mentioned before, that focuses on moving damage. Being able to move up to 2 from an upgraded Seeker, you can spread the damage around to where you can have a really strong dogfight turn where you maybe even move 3 damage onto a character. Even moving 2 is still really good. Being able to move 2 damage off of your centerpiece like Ramjet or Starscream is really strong. Being able to make them as healthy as you can for the late game. The tough 1 is nothing to slouch out, especially in a world where belligerence and hostilities, or belligerence is banned from both Classic and Titan 1. In testing, this card felt really, really good. It's a blank for Starscream. It's a blank for Dirge. It fits the archetype. It fits this new mold that I kind of described before with the blue Seekers. And I think this card, is going to elevate that strategy a little bit more. I don't think there's definitely like a 3 of, like Aerial Superiority in probably certain Seekers list, but having like this as a 1 or 2 in your toolbox again, like we talked about, is just going to make for some really excellent plays, I think, overall in the course of the game. Anyway, that's all I wanted to spoil for you today. Obviously, really excited for these cards. Really excited to play some blue Seekers. I think that's super cool. And of course, hopefully get more people joining the #Seeker gang. We need more Seeker players out there, buddy. We need more people to showcase what this archetype can do. Go ahead and comment #Seeker gang in the comments along with the answer to the viewer question down below. And hope you all have a great day. All right, take care.